Hi, hello. Welcome to the episode of Isaiah's Newsstand. It's your host, Isaiah Edwards. The date is November the 14th, 2024. Hopefully, this episode finds you well in good spirits and high hopes. As for me, I'm doing pretty good. Today was a slog. We were hip deep in it, but we made it through. Work was good. It was solid, just busy. But my mood was solid, so that I just felt good to just be steady throughout the day, so that was nice. No drama, no static. So that was good. Let's see here. Food corner. What did I eat? New England clam chowder. At least that's what Progresso was telling me. It's something I've had before, coming up in my teens and 20s or whatever. So it was nice to kind of get that again. I really feel like I'm coming into a soup regimen now, which is strange to say. That's why you kind of it's almost like a blank space in my week where I go, hey man, I know you want to eat something really cool, but like you gotta eat soup. And don't get me wrong, once I have the soup in front of me, especially with the bread, I'm happy. I'm good. I'm so excited for my little peasant meal. Treat, treat, treat. And it's good. It's yummy. I think definitely the bread definitely makes the meal. That one week where we had to go kind of lean and do the toasted Nature's Way wheat bread, that was, I mean, it was fine. It was okay. It was good, but it hit different. So, the French baguette with the New England. Plus, I like a thicker soup if I can get that. I definitely feel like, once again, before I was in soup mode every week, I would really get soups that were like feel good soups, if that makes sense. Like, I'm sick, I have a cold, I need to clear my sinuses, I want to eat something spicy, I want to eat something really like brothy, right? Whereas like I think my ideal soups that I could eat, maybe a little thicker, a little chunkier, maybe got a potato in there. So yeah, like a clam chowder, it was hitting the spot. It was good. And the bread. I will say though, I don't know if I've talked about this before. I've been fleshing this thought out, asking my friends what they think about it. But as opposed to the French baguette and the ciabatta bread, I really find myself now leaning towards ciabatta in a way that I never expected. I don't know. Call me crazy, but like I was the Panera Bread French baguette boy. I was about that shit. I love that shit. That was like reason for the season. I don't know. I just love that bread. But like now I'm like, maybe this ciabatta bread thing is pretty good, especially when you're getting like a whole like loaf of it. I don't know. It's hitting different for me, and I'm appreciating it in ways I did not when I was younger. So I don't know. That's just the palate changing or something. And I want you guys to weigh in, guys, gals, MPs. I want you guys to tell me what are your thoughts. Either tell me what your bread is, your bread of choice, or just between the two, what do you prefer? And also, I'm probably going to be trying to get a hold of some of you guys and asking if you don't get to me first. So you've been I don't want to say warned. I don't want to make it a threat, but I'm going to try to find people, and I've been asking my friends, so I want to know what's your bread, especially this or that. Anywho, let's go ahead and do our startup, and let's get into some news. I've talked about food and the life and times enough. Ooh. All right. Starting with a story from WISN 12 ABC. Missing kayaker presumed dead faked his own disappearance and fled to Europe. A Wisconsin kayaker who has been missing for months and was presumed dead likely faked his own death and fled to Europe, investigators said Friday. 44-year-old Ryan Borgwardt, I'm sure I'm getting that name wrong, but he vanished after a trip to Green Lake August 12th. Green Lake County Sheriff Mark Poldal said Borgwardt's family reported him missing after he didn't return from a kayaking trip to the area. It is about 1 hour north of where Borgwardt and his family live in Watertown. I believe they went through like a bunch of searches, or through repeated searches. They were able to find an overturned kayak and a life vest floating in the water, along with Borgwardt's fishing gear on shore nearby. Now there's this guy, Keith Cormacan. He offered to volunteer his sonar equipment. They have like a whole spiel about him. I mean, I shouldn't diminish what he does. He does this nonprofit, Bruce's Legacy, in honor of his brother Bruce, who drowned in 1995. But he helps recover deceased drowning victims. He's covered more than 50 of them since he founded the nonprofit. But he blew a bunch of time and money on this project. And I know maybe that sounds a little callous, but obviously, from up top that Borgwardt is not, dead. He didn't, get into some kind of kayaking accident. This was set up. This was staged. So I want to, jump to the reason. Investigators said a search of Borgwardt's laptop showed the 44-year-old father moved money into foreign banks, bought an airline gift card, took out a life insurance policy, and had been communicating with a woman from Uzbekistan. So essentially, he said, you know what? It's time for me to go get that pack of cigarettes and never come back. I guess it's time to go get the milk and just poof. For him, it was a kayaking trip, and then he, set out to be with his Uzbekistan girlfriend, which is obviously a very slimy move. I mean, yeah, it beats being like a family annihilator or something like that, but you're definitely getting, minus points for sure. People are not going to dig that, myself included. And yeah, I mean, I guess to a certain extent, he did kind of pull it off. Like, people really did believe it, but at the same time, I almost wonder what the timeline was in terms of like, when did investigators, law enforcement get a hold of the laptop and then like start putting it all together. But yeah, if I get any more details on the situation, I will definitely keep you posted. Last podcast on the left definitely beat me to it on this one. They did definitely a better, rendition of the story. But, if they get on it and I hear anything or I hear any more updates, I will definitely be bringing that back to the pod. Our next story is from People. Missionary's wife masterminded his murder because she was having an affair with security guard. Police. A Minnesota missionary was killed in Angola, and his wife has been arrested in connection with his death. Bo Schroyer's death was announced by Lakes Area Vineyard, a church in Detroit Lakes, Minnesota. In a statement, Pastor Troy Easton said Schroyer was killed in an act of violence while serving Jesus in Angola, Africa. Schroyer, who died on October 25th, had 5 kids and began serving a mission with his family after COVID restrictions eased. SIM USA President Randy Fairman said in a statement. Let's see here. Now, the Angola Press Agency, a government-owned news outlet citing Angolan police, reported that Jackie Schroyer, Bo's wife, and 2 Angolan men, Bernardino. There's an A there. Come on, Isaiah, get it together. Bernardino Elias, 24, and Isalino Ko. It might be KU, but I don't know. Got this little accent going on there. KU, 23, were arrested in connection with the missionary's killing. Another suspect, Gelson Ramos, 22, is still on the run. All right, let's scroll ahead here. Jackie's arrest was also announced by Lakes Area Vineyard. Angolan authorities allege that Jackie was having an affair with Elias, who was working as the family's security guard, the Angola Press Agency reported. Authorities claim that Jackie recruited her boyfriend for the crime and that he hired both Ko and Ramos with a promise of $50,000, according to the outlet. It is not immediately clear if the suspects have been officially charged. Police said the murder weapon was a knife that Bo had given to Elias per the Angola press agency. That's so sad, man. Like, and I mean, look, I don't want to diminish dude's life. Obviously R.I.P. flowers, all that shit. Dude went from being a cop and he said, you know what? I want to do missionary work and I want to do my thing. And I guess his wife Jackie was like, dude, I'm falling in love and I'm found love in a hopeless place right now. I'm in Angola right now, and like this thing's about to wrap up and I don't want this to end and I don't want to be with you. So boyfriend, and I guess they hatched this scheme. I think even Jackie met up with Elias days prior. They went to the crime scene 3 days before to kind of like figure out like, okay, like where are we gonna like set this up? Where are we gonna lure him? And I think they wind up doing it with like some kind of like feigned car trouble. So damn, I mean, definitely sad this dude just got Call of Duty just executed style, man. It's fucked up. So yeah, definitely unfortunate story there, but it was some true crime that I had saw at the top of the week, and it was getting further and further away from me. This kayaker story, this missionary story, and I was like, you know what? Let's just get him in. While the getting is good, so to speak. I know that's not the right turn of phrase here, but let's move on to some other bad news, or I mean, bad news at least according to me. You know what I mean? From this newsstand, anyway. From Politico, Trump to select Robert F. Kennedy Jr. to lead HHS. President-elect Donald Trump will nominate former presidential candidate and anti-vaccine activist Robert F. Kennedy Jr. to lead the Department of Health and Human Services. The pick, which will roil many public health experts, comes after Trump promised to let Kennedy go wild with health and food policy in his administration after Kennedy dropped his own presidential bid to endorse the now president-elect. It is also a sign of the opening Trump sees after he scored a divisive electoral victory, and Republicans won a comfortable majority in the Senate. So yeah, I mean, also the House is locked up. I mean, it definitely makes sense. We talked ad nauseum last night about the picks. This is a new one. There's also another pick, I think, like his defense attorney or whatever. He's some guy, but whatever. We'll move on. I don't think he's a mover or shaker that I really know or need to talk about. And old croaks a lot here was like more important. So yeah, I mean, this is promises made, promises kept, it seems, So, RFK Jr. is getting his. I was kind of, wondering, I'm like, is he going to be left out in the cold here? It seems like Elon got his thing, Gabby got her thing. Like, is RFK going to get his little piece of silver here for, giving up his race or whatever? That he was bound to lose anyway. But, at least paved the way, made it a little bit easier for Trump to win. Especially at that time where we were all like, oh, is it so close? Who could win? It's anybody's race. Yeah. But yeah, I mean, it looks like he's going to get his wish. I'll read a quote from Trump here that he posted on X. So he is posting on all of it. You know what I mean? Once again, just kind of talking about that. I guess he's dual wielding, which makes the most sense. I wonder if we're going to get as many crazy Trump X's, posts, whatever. Probably not. I think he's more locked in. It's gonna be so much more boring outside of these crazy bizarro ass picks, but I don't know. We'll see. He always keeps us on his toes, and we got at least 4 years with this motherfucker, at least. For too long, Americans have been crushed by the industrial food complex and drug companies who have engaged in deception, misinformation, and disinformation when it comes to public health. Trump posted on X. The safety and health of all Americans is the most important role of any administration, and the HHS will play a big role in helping ensure that everybody will be protected from harmful chemicals, pollutants, pesticides, pharmaceutical products, and food additives that have contributed to the overwhelming health crisis in the country. I mean, that all sounds well and good. It's just someone who is a vaccine denier, I just worry, is this going to be someone who's actually going to guide the country, make meaningful choices and decisions, that are going to, be to our benefit, or is it going to be to our detriment? I guess all we can do is wait and find out. But it's definitely worth noting that there are most of these cabinet picks that I've talked about over, today and obviously a lot yesterday. They have to go through the Senate. And this is really going to be the test, the first big test of what is this Republican-led, trifecta. What is it going to move like, at least from the Senate, right? Like, is Thune going to say, you know what, I'm going to just go with what Trump wants here? Or is he going to say, hey, I like in the past, there are some things that I've disagreed on Trump. Overall, I'm with him. I support him. I want to go along with what he's saying. But on this thing or that thing, no, I don't want to. And essentially now that he's going to be the majority leader, if he's going to say, no, I don't want to, and there's a strong enough contingent of people who don't want RFK Jr., they don't want Matt Gaetz, then they're going to have to really fight to, get him on, at least, via Trump trying to get some kind of recess appointment or whatever. I just learned about that shit. We'll see if he gets that. But once again, it's going to take someone like Thune being like, okay, I'll give you that power. You can just do it while we're not in, and you can just, shove these picks through and it's fine. Or is he going to be like, no, you can't do that. You're going to actually have to sit down. They're all going to have to sit down and we're going to vet them and we're going to say, hey, what do you really think and feel about this and this now? Or da-da-da-da, what with Gaetz, hey, did you really do this or not? Though I doubt it. I mean, at the same time, they didn't even actually pursue it in the Senate. And there was a House ethics thing, and literally I think that's part of the reason why he resigned. I didn't mention that yesterday, but essentially he resigned and he's focusing on, getting this whole attorney general thing. But it's hella convenient because once you resign in the situation, then the review on your little situation with the trafficking and whatnot, poof, it stops. It's over. Though I have heard information leaking out, but we'll see if any of it matters in the future. But yeah, I mean, that's all on the table. Like I said, there's another bum that they fucking put on the cabinet, but I don't even feel like clickety-clacking to get his name. So we have one more thing I wanted to cover, and then we will move on. We'll move on to the rest of our lives and our time. We'll call it a day. But yeah, let me go ahead and take my last break, and we will close it out. Tasty. Ooh, yeah. From NBC News. The Onion wins Alex Jones's Infowars. Excuse me. The Onion wins Alex Jones's Infowars in bankruptcy auction. So clap it up. We love to see it. Closing out with the dub. Fuck Alex Jones. Fuck Infowars. The Onion, it's pretty funny. I don't know if you follow or fuck with The Onion. That was one of the things where early, I got into the internet very late. I was 18 years old when I was really actually surfing and oh my gosh, what's this Facebook all about? So Onion was one of those things where I'd see an Onion article and be like, what's going on here? And then I remember I had to cut myself off of it because I don't know. I was a little bit more hoity-toity, maybe a little snoity. And I was like, this feels not journalism, man. And it's someone had to explain it to me. It's Isaiah, it's a bit. None of this is actual journalism. It's a joke. It's satirical. And I don't know. I think it's just one of those things where maybe I just have a problem with satire sometimes. I'm I don't know, man. Maybe it just seems like you're being a fucking prick. But no. Overall, The Onion fucks. It's very funny. It's very cool. And I was really happy to see them get this ironic dub because they've definitely poked fun at a bunch of motherfuckers, and Alex Jones in Infowars is definitely one of those entities. So The Onion, the satirical news company that repeatedly spoofed conspiracy theorist Alex Jones, has won the bankruptcy auction for control over his media empire. Most notably Infowars, the far-right conspiracy-minded website that has served as Jones's primary online platform. Jones announced the sale on X on Thursday morning. You really can do everything on an app. I just got word 15 minutes ago that my lawyers and folks met with the... that my lawyers and folks met with the U.S. trustee over our bankruptcy this morning, and that they are shutting us down even without a court order this morning, Jones said. I don't know what's going to happen, but I'm going to be here until they come and turn the lights off. They fucking turned the lights off, bro. They're like, no, dude, like, you're forfeiting this company. Like, someone has come and bought it in the auction. It's Jover. Now that we don't know the number yet, at least I don't know as of recording this from this article. If I do find out the number, I would love to come back and do an update on that, just to see how much of a chunk is going to be covered here. It's $1.5 billion that Jones is owed for making up conspiracy theories over the 2012 Sandy Hook Elementary School shooting. Talking about crisis actors and all this fucking bullshit. Literally egging on his fucking fan base, platform, his little homies, people who are buying his fucking supplements and tents. Like, yeah, you should like harass these people. You should pretty much just gang stalk them. And then literally as the trial's going on, just talking shit about the judge, just being a whole ass fucking asshole. Meanwhile, we all know that this guy has like gone to fucking divorce court and like literally pled like, yeah, dude, I know this is a bit. Like, I know I'm kind of cooking this shit up sometimes, a lot of times, like I know I'm like more of an actor. And it's like, it's crazy to like reveal this fucking truth, literally give up the ghost and then go back, saunter your fucking ham-fisted body ass motherfucking like, and you're going to fucking spread the shit in continuance. Like, it's wild to me. Like, it's crazy that he has had this fucking shit hang over his head and Infowars has still just been cooking. It's still been operational. So yeah, I'm glad it's fucking shut down and I'm glad it's going to the Onion. I think they're going to repurpose it and, do something new with it, do something fun and funny. So that's cool. Let's see, maybe I can just scroll to it. Since April, the Onion has been led by Chief Executive Ben Collins, who previously covered disinformation and conspiracy theories for NBC News, a beat that often meant covering Jones. Jones has introduced several changes meant to monetize the business, including subscriptions, that's kind of yucky, organized live events, that could be fun, and bringing back physical copies of the paper and its television parody, the Onion News Network. See, so that's fun. That I fuck with. You know what I mean? Like, once again, when you really embrace the fact that it's like, yeah, dude, this is totally like a spoof and like it's fun. I think the only time you're not liking it is if it's like, oh man, I'm kind of against this perspective. I'm kind of like, I don't know if I'm with it. Like, I don't know, which maybe you're the cramp there. I don't know. Just look within. But yeah, no, overall, this is a dub. We love to see it. I wanted to close out on a good note in a crazy week. But yeah, let's see. Oh, good timing. We love to see it. Good. If you'd like to help out, support the effort, to become a newsie today, patreon.com/IsaiahNews. Let's see. Free ways to hit me up, IsaiahNews1@gmail.com. Feel free to follow me or the podcast on any of the socials. Let's see. Please subscribe to the YouTube. Hit the like. Leave a cool comment. Sharing is caring. Let's see. Please flip it and reverse it on the Spotify or whatever listening platform you're on. But yeah, hopefully I see you soon for some more good news. I love ya. Bye-bye. Mwah.